All right, this is episode 3. We are 54-ish days out, and that is not enough time to actually be prepared. Anyways, not a great week again. Week 3 updates, lowest scale weight was 211.2, average is about 212.4, so really similar to last week. It's in a pretty steep deficit, but didn't see the scale reflect that. Probably holding on to a lot of water. I'm expecting a big drop this week. If not, there's a bigger problem. So last week, the only changed about zero point 0.3 pounds, about 7 pounds since week 1. Right. Nutrition was a little off. We had Valentine's Day, snacked a little high on a couple days. So nutrition compliance could have been better, which we need to shape that up this week, but it was better than last week. Training, missed one session, one leg session. I really only got half of what I intended to get, but I think I'm going to sit there around 6 to 8 sets for quads, 6 to 8 for hams, 6 to 8 for glutes. I think that'll be good with also how much I'm running. I don't want to do too much volume, and I can't really handle that much volume. Sleep was about 7 hours a night, which was fine. Probably going to stay there. Water, we're going to bump that up a little bit from 100 to about 120, and steps, we were at 12. I think we might have to bump that up too. Right, so physique, not that big of changes here. Here on the left was week 0, and on the right is week 3. Can't really see much yet. Again, I think I'm holding to a lot of water, hoping to see some bigger drops and some physique changes in the coming weeks. Right, nutrition again, target was 1450 calories, 165 grams of protein, 40 grams of fat, and 105 grams of carbs. And we missed the mark. We were high. A couple of those high days brought us up for sure. Protein was a little low, around 151. Better than last week, though, overall. I'm not trying to beat myself up too much. We're trying to, I'm not following a meal plan. I'm kind of doing it day by day, fitting in the family dinner, trying not to snack. So it's better than last week, and I intend to be even better this week. Similar plan, though, fast most of the morning, probably break that around noon after my run, and then eat a later lunch, dinner, and try to wrap it up at night without, going overboard. Training, right, overall, a lot better than last week. Got in more sessions. Like I said, I think it was pretty good. Plenty of volume on the upper back, chest, front delts. I'm fine if I sit there. I mean, those, what I'd want to grow the most is my chest, back, and shoulders. So no issues there. I think we'll probably land somewhere around there this week. Right. Uh, as far as steps, we were a little low. Had a couple low days, brought the average down. That's going to be up higher this week, probably closer to 14K average. Water was okay, around 100 fluid ounces per day. The plan is to get that to 120 min per day. I think that'll help out with some of the hunger and cravings. And then sleep, averaged a little over 6, which is probably where we'll sit. Right, so next week, kind of the plan. Again, we're shooting for that 209 was the target this week, but I think we'll have to drop under that this week, or else, I'll have to look at what's going on. So same nutrition, like we said, similar body part split. We're going to plan for 4 days this week, one leg day like this week, but instead of splitting out the arm day, we're going to kind of split the arms into the chest and back and then the shoulder day. Right. So drop it down to 4 days that I'm pretty sure I'll be able to hit. And then still to run the day challenge of another 15 or so miles this week. All right. Sleep, no change. Water, not really any change. I'm just going to make sure I'm hitting that 120 every day. That does include usually 1 to 2 packs of element. So electrolytes and salts that really got added in a major this week, which could have contributed to a lot of that water weight sticking to me this week. And then steps, that average is going to sit around 14K per day. I'm recording this on a Sunday. I already have like 18,000 steps per day, so that'll help get the average up. All right, so that's the plan for week 4, right? We're about 54 days out. That's not a lot of time. Really need to stick to the plan, not come off, because there's not a lot of wiggle room if I'm going to get down to the goal, which is really around that 185. Just want to get under 200 as soon as possible, and then see how close I can get to that 180, 185 mark before we probably cool it and sit around maintenance for a little bit. All right, so that's episode 3. Let me know what you guys think, and I'll see you for episode 4.